Hi, my name is Fuego, and I'm going to be doing a very different video this time around. And it's going to be going over my thoughts on a specific game title with some overview on what the game is. Not an in-depth review because God knows I'll take forever with my ADHD trying to be perfect on every little thing. So these are just my thoughts. And the game we're going to be talking about is Escape from Tarkov. Let's get started. Escape from Tarkov is a first-person, realistic shooter with RPG skill sets, survival game aspects similar to DayZ, and many other things that are realistic in other senses. It would probably take a whole other hour to explain, but that's the base level. Now, Tarkov has been a game I've adored for a long time, about 2 to 3 years now, with the factory revamp being my starting point into the game. So much so that I went to TwitchCon recently and played Escape from Tarkov Arena, their newest title more PvP focused like Rainbow Six Siege, 5v5, yada yada. Only this time it's Tarkov and it's really good. You don't have to learn too much about what's meta in terms of what gear to use, what parts to use, etc. All you need to know is, hey, this gun works for you, go for it. If it doesn't, you have other loadouts to buy. And that's pretty good for people coming into the game. Now, it does bring an ease of mind, which a lot of people have been clashing at. And that's the part I want to go over. I can talk about how good Tarkov is, how amazing it is, but there is various bits of problems that the community is facing. Not the game itself, other than the cheaters, yeah, that's going to be a given regardless, but the community is very opinionated and divided. I've been seeing a lot of strife within discords of various streamers, third-hand communities, and the official one with various thoughts of hype or of pure fear/disappointment, especially from the smaller communities that feel very minor in their opinions about Tarkov as a whole. As in, if they feel they object to anything the whole of the community says, they're just going to get banned or all the above. I feel Arena is needed for the community to grow. It's not that EFT is bad or EFT needs to go, but it makes sense to have two games so your community feels they can have a bit of rest. Because here's the example of what most players go through when playing Tarkov. Game wipes, people play for 2 to 4 weeks and go into hibernation after some grinding or a specific goal is met. That's it. However, various communities feel Arena is a scam in this regard, that it's peddling money, or that BSG's goals have shifted, making the ideals of EFT prior just absent, or they're not going to work on EFT anymore, or some obscure thing that makes things scary, but they don't understand that Arena is needed so that the player base can grow even more, and that people can keep playing Tarkov in 2 different lanes. That's all it is. Hell, even some of these thoughts have caused some noteworthy communities to kind of die out or just give up because they feel BSG isn't really holding things to a degree anymore, such as EUL Gaming recently, which sucks because no one wants to see a good stance of work or community members be washed out by changes. You're losing players in that regard. And when you see some people say, oh, Tarkov is for streamers, that makes me so frustrated because if it was for streamers, why can we play? It just feels so mismanaged and so undercommunicated, and that's where I want to shift towards focus on BSG now. BSG themselves need to be taking time to sit down and talk to the community on a good basis, not just through streamers, but BSG themselves. More Tarkov TVs. Maybe BSG host more events similar to how TwitchCon and Gamescom went, etc. They need to take time, but honestly, it's hard considering they are the ones trying to upkeep the game and make Arena/Escape from Tarkov possible. So, time will tell what will happen with this game going forward, and if you've been a longtime player of Tarkov, this is going to be how it is. BSG is growing. The community is as well. Things change. Don't try and live in the pre-inertia days of hopping over walls, Christmas events giving 10 plus moonshines, and having interchange be your nesting home for hours at a time. Tarkov isn't over. It's just evolving to keep players new and old engaged. Despite the cheaters in the game, despite the toxicity in the game, despite player scavs killing player scavs, I do believe this is what's needed for Tarkov to change and grow. I feel BSG will deal with certain situations per what they feel is right. Because no one wants cheaters in their game, no one wants to be killed by a player scav, no one wants toxicity, but again, time will tell. You don't gotta stick around, but don't try and root for everyone else is all. I do hope this brought some insight, and I would like to hear your guys' thoughts as well about Tarkov. Feel free to DM me or join the Discord or comment, leave a like actually, that would be really appreciated. So hey, maybe we'll grow, maybe I'll do some streaming of Tarkov as well so you can see how bad I am at the game. Yeah, but thank you all for watching, and as always, carry on.